welcome back. I've had a lot of requests about how to do load development to get good long-range results. I'm working on a complete video on how to do that process in one trip, but I want to do just a snippet here first. If you do much testing, you'll find that seating depth and powder charge are interconnected. You can't change one without affecting the other. For that reason, you have to start your load development with the seating depth close to where it will end up, or you will be doing things twice. You will see that in the complete load development video. But for now, just understand that I only need to do a short test on these rifles to get the seating depth fine-tuned. I can get away with this because I have been shooting this cartridge for a long time. That's the funny thing about competitors. They can go do things that look like magic. The magic part is not seeing the years of effort put into gaining an understanding of the cartridge they are shooting. So I'm doing this testing at 100 yards so that I get a load tune check instead of a weather report. For each 3-shot group, I narrate to the camera what I'm shooting and what I'm seeing. That allows me to take better real-time notes while shooting. I'm going to mute all of that audio though. I had the range all to myself, courtesy of a 15-mile-per-hour wind and 53-degree weather with light sprinkles, as this is a fine-tuning session. I'm starting at 15 thousandths off the lands with the 7mm 180-grain Berger hybrid bullet, and working away from the lands. 15 off is a good place to start most of the time. All in all, I recommend starting 15 off for hybrids, 5 off with tangent ogives, and 15 into the lands with VLDs. If you're going to work in the lands, make sure you work up the charge. Pressures can and do go up fast compared to jumping. While I'm setting up, I need your help. If you like content like this, please like and subscribe. The YouTube algorithm won't spread the word without likes. Well, let's start with the blue stocked rifle. This is the .284 Winchester barrel I shot at the 2020 US F-Class Nationals. Since it is quite a bit colder today than in Phoenix, I have bumped the charge up 0.4 of a grain. I'm probably slightly warm, but really close. So the first few shots are averaging 2,818 feet per second. A little warm with the powder I'm using, but will still give good groups. Well, ran into a problem already. I didn't put any cardboard behind my targets. The paper tear out prevents me from seeing my groups. All done, let's put this guy back up and reshoot the initial seating depth. This is also the seating depth I shot at Nationals. This is what I got for the first group and the second. So now I've shot 2 groups with the initial seating depth. Trying to center up in that white circle is difficult with the Mirage. I wonder if I'm seeing some aiming error in these groups. Let's shorten the length by 0.003 of an inch and do it again. Isn't that interesting? A flyer. The next 2 went into almost the same hole, but none of them are on the same elevation as the original 2 groups. Let's go another 0.003. Okay, now I'm seeing a group again. The location of the group has basically returned to where it was on the original groups. Interesting that I was right up against a bad flyer situation for Nationals. Let's go another 0.003. Look, another good group. I noticed some left and right in it, and the point of impact is drifting lower. Let's do another 0.003. Okay, this one shows nearly pure vertical. Not that it's bad, just interesting that the left-right component has left the building. With 2 adjacent groups doing well, let's do another 0.003 to see if it falls apart. Well, the left-right is back. The wind is blowing some, but not really enough to cause that. I'm trying to hold the exact same hold for every shot. Let's go 3 more thousandths. Now we have an angle again. That's enough for today on this rifle. Let's go ahead and hit a different rifle. Okay, brown stock time. This is the .284 Winchester barrel you have been seeing me shoot at Rattlesnake. But I've transitioned it to another stock, and I'm transitioning it to my favorite powder to make match prep for the 2021 F-Class Nationals easier. The chamber in this rifle is different from the others, an iterative design process that I'm working through. The barrel on this one is also an inch shorter than the others, both of which cause some differences in behavior that I've noticed. I've already identified the powder node, and we should be right in it. Let's start with the same seating depth as the blue rifle. That's not a bad group at all. Let's shorten up 3,000ths. Wow, that's a one-hole group. Very interesting. Let's go shorter. Whoa, that's really small too. A little left-right stretch, but that could have been the little bit of wind that was out there. That's pretty interesting. Let's go shorter yet. Let's see where the party ends. A touch of vertical in this one, but still well below 0.2 of an inch center to center. I'm going to go ahead and stop here on this rifle and bring out the gray rifle. This is the .284 Winchester barrel I shot at the 2019 USF Class Nationals. This barrel loves powder. As a matter of fact, I know from experience that the charge I have today is too low for this barrel. I probably won't make 2800 with this. I'm probably 3 to 4/10 of a grain of powder below optimal for this barrel. The barrel is otherwise identical to the blue rifle barrel. I just shot this barrel at Douglas Ridge last weekend, so I have a really good idea of what it likes. I'm sure you're asking, why am I showing you this? Well, to make a point. If the powder charge is wrong, the seating depth testing will be muddier, but the rifle will still tell you if you are near the right setting. That isn't to say that you can't do it, but the optimal seating depth may change a little as you run the velocity up and down. Let's start at the same seating depth we did with the other two barrels. Now I'm doing 5 shots on this first group just to warm the barrel a little. It's cold out here. Okay, well that's terrible. Let's go shorter. Nope, still terrible. I even stopped after 2 shots. That group isn't getting any better. Let's go shorter. Ah, now that looks better. 0.80 of an inch doesn't hurt my feelings, but is it tolerant? Let's find out. Shorter we go. There is some vertical in there on this group. That's about the size of the biggest group the brown rifle shot. Let's go shorter again. Well, this is getting ugly fast. That one is almost 0.3 of an inch and all horizontal. Just to make a point, let's go one more 0.003 increment. Yep, all fell apart there. There is paper showing between all of the bullet holes. So now that you've seen me do it 3 times on 3 different rifles with less than 60 rounds, let's go over the basics again. First, you want to shoot this at 100 yards so you get a tune report, not a weather report. Second, you need to make sure your rifle handling is excellent. Failures in rifle handling may make you fail to identify where the rifle really wants to be, or make you think your rifle doesn't shoot as well as mine. Third, shoot small numbers of rounds per group. I sometimes do too, but get fooled on occasion as well. 3 is better. If you can afford the components, 5 would be best. Fourth, look not for the one small group, but at adjacent groups. Consistently small is what you're looking for. Let me show you a graph of the three rifles. Seating depths are presented in the thickness of shim used in my Wilson die and don't relate to anything else. The blue stocked rifle likes from 59 to 53 thousandths. Oddly, the grayer rifle likes the same thing. They have the same chamber. Wonder why? The brown rifle likes everything. I'm going to rename it Mikey. Now let's talk about the seating depths that I have actually shot in competitions on the blue and gray barrels. The blue and gray barrels have both put up awesome performances as a setting of 57 thousandths. Both show tolerance to that seating depth on the graph and have been on that setting for over 600 rounds each. The brown stock is a different story, mostly because the throating is so different. It has been shot so far with bullets jammed 15 thousandths since it was brand new, because that was the first seating depth I tried and it shot just as well. Any groups less than 200 thousandths is plenty good enough for F-class. Messing around beyond that, in my opinion, only wastes precious resources that would be better spent elsewhere. Well, that's all I have for today. Go shoot some short-range seating tests, and I'll see you in the next video.